When we're talking about online marketing, a lot of people ask what kind of results can they expect and how long does it take? I know all of this is pretty abstract, so I did this video to show you. For starters, this is not a quick fix type of thing. We love instant gratification, and I'm sure you've seen offers like this. Everyone knows this is just not possible. It's not possible to drop 10 pounds in 72 hours. But I bet people actually bought these tabloids attracted by this promise. Who knows, maybe there is a magic trick I didn't know about. Online marketing is more like planting seeds. It will take some time before you harvest the fruit, and in this case, the leads and the sales, but you do start to see signs that it's working early on. And I do want to mention that you could obtain immediate results when doing paid advertising campaigns like pay-per-click type of campaigns. And in that case, you can expect sales right away. And we do this for some of our clients, but only if they already have a good foundation. Because it costs a lot of money to put together a campaign like this, and you won't be maximizing your investment because as soon as you stop, the sales are going to stop and there's going to be no residual results at all. So you would just go back to zero. But we can talk about that some other time because in this video I am referring to organic results. So what we specifically do is we optimize your website both to be found on searches and also to maximize conversions. By conversions, I mean visitors converting to prospects when they contact you. So we do this by implementing a strategy using our proprietary marketing framework. So we are systematically working to take your business from point A to point B. Now this is tailored to your business, to your goals, and to your budget. And this strategy revolves heavily around content based on target keywords, which are what people are typing on their browsers when they're doing their searches. Buyers are searching, so keywords are very important to get found online. Very important piece. And we see that because there are tens of thousands of monthly searches in each of thousands of keywords related to promotional products. So getting found is a key component when marketing a promo business. So we write content for your website, publish it on social media, and that increases your brand awareness and also drives traffic back to your website. Once on your website, we communicate how you are the best choice, so they take action by reaching out to you. In terms of how long it takes to see results, there are 4 factors that play an important part. First factor is where you are at the time that we're starting. If you decide to get in shape and need to lose 60 pounds, it will take you longer than if you have to lose 10 pounds. Unless, of course, you go with one of the tabloid diets. We start by taking a close look at your online presence, what you have in place, and the opportunities for quick wins. Because there are times when we identify gaps that can make a difference for quick results and speed things up quite a bit. So we create a game plan with that information and then start with the implementation. This typically includes improving your marketing foundation or creating one in many cases. If you don't have anything in place and just have an industry cookie cutter website in its original state, we will have to create one for you. So it will take additional time when compared with someone that has a decent website already and just needs a few tweaks. Another factor is your online competition. And I'm not talking about the big online companies here. I'm talking about smaller and medium-sized companies that are compatible to yours. So if you're marketing to your local market and you're located in a big metropolitan area, there will be many more competitors than if you are in a smaller geographic area. So even though distributor businesses are not doing much in terms of their online marketing, those who have been around for 10, 15, or even more years have built certain domain authority, and Google recognizes them just from the time that they have been around, that they are as a valid and trusted business. Now, in larger geographical areas, there are many of them, and they are not that hard to beat, but it will take a little longer, generally speaking, than if you are in a smaller market. Another factor is your budget. Our monthly plans include a mix of activities that are customized to your business. Now, for purposes of simplification, we have framed our services based on the content that we create per month. In the starter package, we create one piece of content per month, and then on our standard, we create one piece per week. So the charges are based on how much content we create, how many social media channels, emails, newsletters, and that sort of thing that we're going to be producing for you every month. So if your budget allows you to add content once a week, you will be getting more pages indexed by Google and faster. So you will see results faster than if you go with our starter plan. Another factor is you doing your part. There will be activity on your website and your social media generated by this work that will need your attention. You want to maximize the content we're producing by sharing it in your social media pages, your personal pages. Like for example, your LinkedIn account, you may want to share it with your connections. You can send it in an email to your prospect. So you want to utilize all of these resources that we're creating. Also, your team can share it to their own accounts. We in fact have a training with your team at the beginning to help them jump on board. Also, if you have a chat box, make sure it's not unattended during business hours, or responding quickly to inquiries on social media, following up on leads quickly, interacting with people who mention you, post questions or comments on your social media pages. This is interesting because most of our clients that have no activity in their social media, they don't expect anything to be happening. And all of a sudden, people start asking questions or mentioning them. And if somebody does that on your business page, the best person to address that is you, because you know your business. It's like if you have somebody coming into your place of business, you want to be the one talking to them, or have your salesperson talking to them. And of course, we will let you know if we see an activity that you need to address, but at some point you need to kind of be aware of that. Another thing is to inform us of changes and celebrations on your business, providing us with new material, like if you have an event, send us photos of the event, or case studies, or new projects, that sort of thing. The point is that the more you get involved, the better the results. So let's talk about results. We can all agree that the end goal is to close more sales. And we know that there is a path that will take a lead that just found out about you to actually make a move to contact you and buy. So we break this down into mini goals, so to speak. This allows us to make sure that we're headed in the right direction. Just like when you measure your waistline or get on the scale every week, going back to our fitness example, because you want to check and see that all that effort you're making is actually doing something. So what we do is that we measure and track certain indicators of how things are going. One of the most important mini goals is traffic to your website. When we are optimizing your website and creating content and publishing on social media, we're looking to drive traffic to your website. And you start to see an increase in traffic rather quickly. Now this increase is slower at the beginning and it speeds up in time as you have more pages being indexed by Google. We also want to make sure that the traffic is qualified, because this is not so much about quantity as it is about quality of leads. So in increasing traffic, we want to have the right kind of traffic, and for that we take a look at things like your bounce rate, which is how if people come into your site and leave right away. Because this is important, because if people are not staying on your website, it means visitors didn't find what they wanted. So they were either the wrong audience, or we didn't do a good job at communicating our solution. And we've been doing this a long time and we don't really have this problem, but we're always looking for ways to improve all of these ratios. We also look at how long people are staying on your website and how many pages they're visiting and what pages they're visiting. So these sort of things tells us what interests them the most. Another thing that we monitor is that you are ranking for the right keywords, because we want to make sure that you rank for the keywords that we are targeting. So we create a keyword strategy, selecting the top keywords to focus on initially and start to work on ranking those, and then gradually add to the list. That expands the chance of your site showing up on searches. There are other parameters we look at, but to keep this video short, these are the ones at the top of the list. Another result worth mentioning is the compounding effect. There is a cumulative effect in this type of marketing. All the optimization and content that's being published doesn't go away. Not only that, but it propagates in the internet and it builds upon itself. So results increase not in a linear way, but more in an exponential way. Much like spreading seeds that you don't know where they'll end up and where they're going to germinate. Under the right conditions, they'll start growing all over the place and eventually grow into a solid tree, many trees. So the seeds we're planting will bring unexpected traffic to your websites, to your business. And I want to share an example of that, of my own experience. About 5 years ago, I created a video to explain to a new potential client what I was proposing. He owned a fairly new retail business franchise, and he was looking to include a marketing package in the deal for his buyers. So I created a short video where I explained my Facebook ads plan and posted it on YouTube so that I would be able to send him the link. I totally forgot about it, and one day, a few years later, a guy contacted us via our website, and his message was that he had just watched the video and wanted to talk to us. So when I saw his message, I thought, what video? I had not seen it in a long time, and I was amazed to see it had nearly 400 views. I thought, who's watching this video behind my back? It has a lot more views now, and it keeps growing. And it's not a huge number of views, but it generated sales with no promotion to this video whatsoever. When people researched how to get traffic to your retail store, my video showed up. And I have other examples of the longevity of this approach to marketing, but this one to me is the one that surprises me the most. The point is that if you produce helpful content in the right context, it has a long life. And that's what we do. That's not easy to measure, okay? In the short term especially. Now there are other indirect results, brand awareness being one of them. It's hard to measure as well, but this is one of the jobs of marketing, to build awareness of your business. Because people are not going to see you for the first time and place an order right there. It can happen, but that's not what I'm promising here. I'm not promising that you're going to lose 10 pounds in one day. What I'm promising is to develop a strong online presence and awareness of your brand, position you as a perfect company your ideal clients want to work with. When people contact you, they have already done their due diligence. This is a fact. They have looked you up. They have done their research. Your marketing has to do the persuading and convincing. Now, when people find you on social media, they will have to see you a number of times before they actually contact you. Maybe because when they first see you, they don't need anything, but you pique their interest. So when they see your brand regularly on social media, it becomes familiar to them. When you see a brand regularly on social media, it becomes familiar to you. If you like what you see, if it's informative, professional, creative, inspiring, entertaining, thoughtful, in other words, human, you begin not only to recognize it, but also you like it and you follow it, and eventually you want to be one of their clients. So that's what we're going for, building your know, like, and trust factors, as cliche as that may sound. As you can see, this is not a set it and forget it type of deal. When can you realistically expect to have new leads? Now that we're taking a look at all the angles, as a reference, I'll say that our clients in our standard plan typically start to get leads 3 to 6 months down the line on average, depending on the factors I mentioned before. The thing to remember is that we're not going for quantity but quality. These are long-term clients. The long-term value of a client in this business is quite high. Let's say a client stays with you 5 years. It's usually a lot longer, but let's say that it's 5 years. Think about the total dollar amount that they have purchased. That's their lifetime value. So your cost of acquisition ends up being quite low. Now, one thing that I want to say is that in most instances, we look at quick opportunities to include in the game plan. For example, we might include a reconnect email campaign to your existing client base to generate new business from existing clients or dormant accounts. So to sum it up, this is how it works. The factors that influence the time to see results are where you are at the beginning, your online competition, your budget, and your participation. And the results that you're going to see right away are an increase in web traffic, increase in brand awareness, and there is a long-term cumulative effect. And then after about 3 to 6 months, you will start to generate leads and sales. The bottom line is, if you own a business, you have to promote it. You have to reach out to more people. You have to market to your clients to simulate repeat business. And you have to do it on an ongoing basis. You just have to. You can do it yourself if you have the time. You can hire someone to do it in-house under your guidance and supervision. Or you can outsource it to us and get a whole team for less than the payroll cost and be totally hands-off the implementation and tech work and only look at the reports and focus on managing the growth of your business. If you're considering working with us, you probably have specific questions as it relates to your specific business situation and your goals. So let's have a conversation. If you want, we can run an assessment of your online presence and discuss a game plan for your business on that call, on the house, no obligation. Or just have a conversation. Let's set a time to have an introduction call and get your questions answered. So I hope you have a better idea of how all of this works and what you can expect. And I want to thank you for watching. And remember, we are here to help.